Hello. So this should work. I'm in my new house, as you would have already seen from my vlog that's posted and all the changes. So this will be on the second channel once that's all set up. And I want to go over the Irish Sea because for ages I've been planning a video on explaining it, what it is and all that, and I've not done it. So here it is. There is a funny little sound effect when I change my screens because this is my old streaming setup and you're just going to have to get used to it. It's kind of funny, kind of annoying after a while. So, first off, the name, the Irish Sea, and there will be footage. I'm just going to switch. There we go. So there is the film here, but we're going back to the main for a minute. The name, the Irish Sea. I'm gonna because I ought to look into the camera. So the Irish Sea, you're thinking, there's no clips of the sea, there's no island. Well, I'll get into it. When we were sat down for the brief of this film, they sort of just said, go nuts with it, you've got 3 minutes to do whatever you want and have fun with it. And I always wanted to play with Christopher Nolan's time playing stuff with Tenet, because Tenet is one of my favourite films. I love it, and it's just amazing. So I always wanted to do like the sort of like he filmed stuff doing it backwards and then played it forwards, and he did stuff forward and played it backwards, sort of stuff. And that was this film. So that was the first challenge, and that is where the name comes in, the Irish Sea, because of the old song, we're going this way, that way, forwards and backwards over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my tum, and that's the life of me. So we're going this way, that way, forwards and backwards is the film. Going this way, that way, and we're going over the Irish Sea, which is the title. So there you go. That is the name of the film. And then there was a second challenge. This was the hard one. Every clip that I got, I could not tell a story, because the reason I love filmmaking is to tell stories. So I wanted to set myself the challenge of making a film that I could really enjoy and be happy about without a story. And I'll tell you, it was so hard to edit this thing and have no sort of connection between the clips. One second. So yeah, that was like the biggest challenge for me, and that's the name. So we'll go over to the film and I will explain some things. So we start with this shot here. There's rat, there's Nat, and there's Nat. This is just some simple compositing. You can see this blurry line across the frame here of the cutting from this shot and this shot being separate. It was for a film I wanted to do about a car crash, and it had this sort of hidden meaning about sort of life being beautiful and this person not trying hard enough in their life, and they realise that after they die, basically. It's a bit better than that, but there's a brief rundown. So this was some previs for the film, and I just got it off my SSD and composited it. It took me a minute or two to figure out, but I've got the skill now, and here it is. So we'll move on to the next shot. And I believe the next shot, that was quite a quick shot, is me playing the piano. This is at my aunt and uncle's. I quite like the basket that says keys, and there are no keys in there. The music is me playing the piano. This is me playing the actual music in the film. Like this footage, the audio from this footage is played throughout the entire film, and the piano is old and out of tune, but it gives a nice sort of unnatural feel to it, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, there's me playing the piano at my aunt and uncle's. This is the first shot I filmed of the film. I had the instructions on my screen. This is at my uni accommodation, and this was like the day we got the brief. I bought this Lego set because I knew I wanted to have a thing of me like building it at a high speed, because I always used to watch Brick Builder. That's it, I think. He doesn't upload anymore, but I just liked the whole watching a Lego set come together over like a fast period of time. So yeah, here's that shot, which was a cute little set. I've got it down there somewhere in my room. Little Minecraft set, because honestly Lego Minecraft's just been all I'm thinking about. Now this one is a beautiful shot, and it's played backwards, and so is the music. And for any of you who can't guess how I did this, basically when your curtains sort of shut but there's a little beam of light going through, still like a beam of sunlight, and then I got a smoke machine and just put a bit of it into this beam of light, and then it created this weird spirally effect that I really like and want to use again at some point. And then again I played it backwards. So yeah, it was a nice little shot, good fun. I did this months ago and then put it in the film. A lot of this footage is just unused footage from films or test footage I've gone, oh, I want to record that, and then recorded it and put it on my portable SSD and forgotten about. So yeah, that was a pretty shot. More piano, my uni sink, nice lighter there, just simple shot. So that was a really cool shot of basically this has got a long lore story. Rhett came over for some drinking in my old house. This is in the garden, and on the floor was this blown up can of cider, this Thatcher's can, and it had been, I got it on the day I moved in. I got this box of like 12 cans of Thatcher's, and I had one left, and I had it in my room for about 2 years at this point, 2 or 3 years, just completely untouched in my room. And Rhett came over one day and we were like, want to film something. So I got my airsoft gun out, the Combat Master that you'll see again soon, and we just shot it because I thought it would be really fun. So we set up my camera quite close, did get some cider on the lens, but we wiped it off, and we got this really cool shot when we play it in reverse. And yeah, it was a pretty fun day. We just shot that, and it was like, whoa, oh my god. It's a funny little video. Yeah. That's from Mundane, my other short film, practicing with inserts. This is on the same day as the first scene where I did the previs. We spent a day, me, Rhett and Nat, just driving around practicing things. So this is where we practiced mounting up a car on the inside. So my camera was on a little clamp on the little side handle by the door, and I had the camera like right there in my face looking at Rhett, so if he braked it would like hit me in the head or make the camera fall off. And it was like very tight, but we got a nice shot and we played it backwards. There's a funny face from Rhett. But I do like this shot, it's quite nice, even though it is just useless footage. But you can see the not telling a story side. That's from Mundane, but it looked cool backwards. There's just some footage of some sheep because they were pretty cool. This is behind my uni, I just wanted to record them. And this is played backwards, but you wouldn't be able to tell if the music didn't tell you. Another shot from Mundane that I sped up, and then I think reversed. Yeah, I did. There we go. This is at my aunt and uncle's. At this point, there's quite a few shots of me sort of struggling for what to put in it. So I just literally just started recording random things that looked interesting or would be interesting backwards, just to throw in the film, because I couldn't have a story. And when you can't have a story, it's so hard to come up with shots to put in a film. So I just started recording random stuff and put it in, like this or the shot before. This is Oakley. He's actually walking backwards. This is on the lens that Rhett and I made. So yeah, this is why he walks funny, because it's backwards. look at that. It just looks weird, but he's actually walking backwards like this one. Again, with this lens, the focal length is ridiculous. So I was stood like down the road from this, really far away, and he's walking down these stairs backwards, and people are like, "What the hell is he doing?" And I'm just there, really far away, with this homemade zoom lens, this big green plastic coming out my camera, recording it, and he's just walking down these stairs backwards, and it does look awkward, but I love it. More bokeh from the lens. This is little Teddy, lovely little dog, my auntie's little dog. Old man though now. More piano, lovely melody. This is the 25mm lens that Rhett gave me, and I realised when it's really out of focus and up close, you get this like distorted effect. So I was just sort of going like that in front of the camera because I really like the effect around the fingers, and again it's nonsensical, which is why I chose to do it, because it was fun to just do this nonsensical stuff and put it into a film. Just like look at those waves around the fingers, it's really interesting. Wee, 10 foot. So this is actually footage from the camcorder of the dreaded camping trip that we don't talk about. But 10 foot is very important. Actually, no, it's not from the camping trip. This is from Rhett driving me either to or from uni, because this is a bridge on the way to uni. So yeah, that's right. And 10 foot is a pretty cool graffiti artist. He's named 10 foot because he's really tall. Oh, what was that? Sorry, 1 second. Anyway. Sorry about that. I just heard some loud noises. And when you live in a house built in the 16th century, you sort of got to check those loud noises out just to see what's going on around. There were some pretty loud bangs, but I don't know what it was. But it sounded like it was in this house. I hope I'm not being burgled or anything, but I doubt it. Anyway, 10 foot, really tall guy, and he does graffiti in really high places, and you'll see him all around the sort of London area, all around England, even Northern Ireland, I believe. He does some graffiti. So yeah, respect to 10 foot, just because that is the only tag I see everywhere. There are other tags that, you see here and there around your local street and stuff, but 10 foot I've seen literally everywhere, and I just think that's kind of cool, even though it's nothing special. It is literally just 10 foot. There's no art, there's no like cool effects on it. It's just 10 foot, but you know who it is when you see it, which is cool. So yeah, there's 10 foot for you. Here's me opening a Pokemon card pack, but backwards. I got nothing out of this pack. It was a really bad pack. This was my last pack of last year, and I was very disappointed with it. So yeah, there you go. But like a bit of Riley, fun little card. And that is a cute Eevee, let's be honest. Look at that. Back to the piano. So here's the little credits. This is a picture I took when my mum came down to visit of a pelican. Now I've got some hidden lore about pelicans. I went on holiday, and this was in the Isle of Man, and they were in this little zoo, and they had this big wire mesh fence with massive holes like that, and there was one stood right by the fence, and I was there taking a picture with my phone, and it got its beak through this hole and bit me right in between the fingers, and bloody hell did it hurt, and everyone was laughing at me, so I just sort of laughed it off. But ever since, I don't trust those evil eyes. So I thought it'd be a funny little picture. There's the title, some credits. Oakley. It was more than 5 minutes, but you know, funny credits for a funny film. And then the end of it was more like, I'll watch the end and then we'll talk about it. Time doesn't wait for pelicans. Why would it wait for you? So, if I can get that, here we have the little flashed up image of Oakley. You would have seen this picture before, you will see it again. It's one of my favourite pictures. He looks absolutely mortified, and we were just sat around a kitchen table chilling. I love this picture. There's no like special context. I was just playing with my camera, took this photo, and it looks wrong. For some reason, it just looks weird. So the reason I did this sort of weird outro with like this question that's like, huh? Time doesn't wait for what does that even mean? Um, well, I really needed to distract people from the fact that this film had no story. I really needed to emphasize that there is no meaning behind this. This is just a flow of footage and music. And to distract people from trying to clip bits together and think, oh, there's actually a story between these two clips here, I just threw this weird question at the end to wipe completely your mind of, oh, that clip and that clip, they're kind of similar. Maybe he's hinting at, nah. And then you see this pop up on the screen. It's time doesn't wait for pelicans. Why would it wait for you? What? It just completely erases any thoughts you had during the film. It wipes it clean off, which really removes the story, and it adds a little funny element in there with that flute, which was originally used in the original Jahan Week. Not that specific part, it was a part previously, but I took that little horrible clip from the end just to really emphasize like the silly, the goofy, to really wipe the mind clean of any coherence in the film. So yeah, that is The Irish Sea.
Huh?
Oh, wrong one.
Huh?
There we go. So yeah, that's the film. That's why I made it, what I did with it, the special things about it, and that's all I can really go over. I hope you like the new setup. I've got my airsoft patch wall there that I'm hoping to grow over the next few months to make it look better, and maybe in the future I'll add a thing where people can send patches to go on the wall and stuff like that. Yeah, who knows? But I like it anyway. It's more of a me thing, and it adds some depth to the background because at the minute it's just a bed and a wall because this room is quite small. So there's an Irish Sea. Why, why the Irish Sea? I guess. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm not quite sure what channel this will be on because I've got to film the vlog that will come out before this first and decide what videos go on what channels, because either my films or my vlogs will have moved channels to separate them, and I'll go into that in the vlog anyway. But thank you for watching, and I will see you later.